Welcome to another episode of Terraria. It's been a while, hasn't it? As you can see, well, things have changed. This is currently version 1. Yeah. Just checking out a little bit of the mapping options. Sorry. A few things. Some things to note. Apparently this time you start with mana. 20 mana is not really enough to do anything, but it's something to start with. There are some things you can do with it. 100 health is average. My guide just kind of walked up. But as you can see, you can now walk up singular blocks instead of having to kind of jump up. I think you could have walked up them before, but it was just, like, now it looks smooth and looks good. Instead of looking like you're walking upstairs, it looks like you're walking up. Also, as you can tell, there are small health bars. Try to help you keep track of things. No clue what that was. So, let's check out my gear. This is what I'm starting with. A hurtful copper sword. That's nice, it does a little extra damage. A strong copper pickaxe. Some nice knockback, but a little bit lacking in range. This is bad for a pickaxe. Don't really want to do a lot of damage with your pickaxes, although some knockback while you're mining is good. And a general copper axe. I'll say -1 range. That must be a copper thing. Because it's copper, it has less range than common metals. That's gotta be it. So let's go ahead and start mining some wood. Another thing to note. Let's see here. There's this crafting window where you can see it here as well as down here. From what I've seen, of course there aren't been that many videos. There's only one group of videos that have actually been released. From what I've seen, it doesn't change the game enough to warrant any major disclaimer. I mean, it's literally just the same crafting window, just in a different place. But it is nice to be able to kind of scroll to the side sometimes and just pick, compared to having to scroll up and down constantly. More room here then. So, let's go ahead and start off. Another thing, we can make some wooden armor. Takes a lot of wood, so make it your own reward. It has only 1 defense. But as normal, we're going to start with a wooden sword and a hammer. Now, my wooden sword turned out to actually be very nice. It's deadly. It has more damage and faster speed. Go ahead and continue mining. We need a few things. So, as I was saying earlier, it's been a while. I stopped doing Terraria back in May. Because of 1.2's announcement. Long story short, at the time I was doing a Let's Die series, which could have continued, but I just didn't want to at the time. I went ahead and was focusing more on MOBAs. I got a couple of betas for a couple of upcoming MOBAs. One of which being Smite, which I started to do a couple of videos for. Another one which I'm not actually allowed to talk about in a video yet. And according to my NDA, since I'm not considered a news media outlet, I'm not even supposed to say I have it. Hopefully, just saying I've been playing a game that I'm not allowed to tell you I'm playing is enough to warrant the NDA. Note, those are actually goldfish approaching me. Apparently during rain they can walk. If you remember from Terraria, the older versions of Terraria, goldfish make yummy little snacks. So, and we'll go kill some goldfish. They're the same goldfish as before, they just walk in the rain. This right here is a giant tree. When you mine it, you still get wood, but you mine it with an axe because it's so big. And that's a flying fish. Not. What I'm going to do here is go ahead and mine through this tree a little bit. Not a sentence you expect to hear very often. And I'm actually going to try to knock out the bat, see what happens. Apparently it's natural back, similar to natural dirt, doesn't come out. Which is kind of sad because I was hoping it might, like, break the tree. These are umbrella slimes. From what I can tell, they're not much different than normal. They carry an umbrella. And, well, they're blue slimes, so they're higher level than green slimes. I'm guessing they probably have, like, a limited drop rate of an umbrella or something. Anyway, one nice thing is even though the weather's going on, you can still see the sun in the background, which is very good indication of the time. This is very similar to a Minecraft game, where nighttime is bad, and you want to try to have some type of shelter by then, or you'll be ransacked by monsters. See here. And this is my, well, this is my guide. The guide is useful, but pretty much everyone hates him. He can tell you what to build, and he has a pretty good habit of... Let's see, how do I get this one up? That is weird. Okay, as I was saying, he's very useful because he can tell you what you're building, he can give you some hints. But in general, he's kind of considered to be a dick because he does stupid stuff like walk through doors, let monsters into your house. Also, is just kind of annoying. I mean, look. I have a lot of acorns, so I'm gonna go ahead and plant some trees. Minecraft. Okay. But I was planting a couple of trees. It is very important to make sure you do plant trees. Sometimes they take a while to grow. And there's no real way to, like, increase their grow rates, such as in Minecraft, where you can just sprinkle some bone dust on them. So getting them to grow so that you can harvest them again is it's usually a lengthy process. Sometimes it doesn't take long, but at the same time, sometimes it can take so it's best to get an early start on it. Same as before, slimes still float and don't sink. Easy to hunt down in water. I'm going to start. So, I'm going to go ahead and start my shelter. I just got some iron. Sweet. Sorry if I'm quiet a little bit. I'm trying to figure. I'm seeing if the goldfish. Yes. Brilliant news. When the goldfish touch water, they become goldfish again, and they no longer walk. Don't think it really matters much, but it is nice to know. And I just killed a bird. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and build a bit of... Apparently, because of the sloping feature, there will appear to be holes even if that... And this is what I was talking about earlier, about the guy to the dick. Okay. Now that we're in the house... I need to build. Sorry, for a moment I'm going to try to remember what it takes. Requires a table, a chair, door, as well as a light source, but I already have a light source. Oh, sweet, I have a raincoat. Another thing to note, they've added social and dyes, so you can change some of the colors of your thing. Which is a nice addition. No, there's no back. There's no. No. There we go. Okay. It's fine. Wow. He's kind of a dummy. Kind of an interesting thing, though. In the previous versions, the NPCs pretty much healed fast enough that you didn't really have to worry about them, except during stuff like blood moons. So it is kind of a little bit of an interest to see how damaging or how much damage they can take. I'm playing on softcore, so that isn't really much of an issue for me. And since I am so close to my spawning area, I'm actually just going to go ahead and... trying to think of some of the other item changes that have happened. One of which is the new Gravestones. They're not much of a difference, but they do add a little bit of well, that's not good. They do change things up a little bit. Just in the fact that the Gravestones change, so now there are some that can actually be a little more cosmetic. Although my hammer doesn't really seem to be items. They seem to have moved pretty much all removal functionality to the... Isn't a bad thing, it's just different. Let's see, they seem to have really changed the field of view for night. So as I was saying, beforehand I was doing a Let's Die series, and I was starting a small playthrough. But I decided to stop the playthrough because 1.2 is much different that... Well, at the time, it seemed that they were actually going to change major features. Kind of be a little bit bad to teach major features if they're going to use them. Doesn't seem so much so now. As you can see, iron still is here. Previously, the statements that were being made and the way things... It seemed as if iron was going to be completely replaced by lead. You can make lead anvils and, well, you can make a lot of things out of lead that were originally made out of iron, like chains also. Doesn't seem to have been the case, but it's kind of interesting to see how things turn out during a beta phase, during the actual live game. That's one reason why I actually enjoy being part of a beta service, just because in general, different upon release than it is in beta. Example is recently I was playing a game. I'm not allowed to say what the game is. One moment. Records to see when the NDA says. Okay, I'm allowed to talk about it. Sorry, I have some of them in my phone. Like, some of the NDAs I know are just flat out don't talk, so I don't keep them. Some of the other NDAs I have are, don't mention certain aspects. This one's don't mention certain aspects. But it's for... Sorry, I don't want to know the company. Blah, blah. For a small, not indie, but not major developer game. Can't find its name. But in short, it's an MMO. And when you started off, there were well, the way it originally started off, there were factions, of course, most MMOs. But the two factions, there was this one species that was kind of like a gnome. Like they were short, they were kind of slow, and they kind of, well, just plain. They were short, small, they moved slower, but they were like very technologically advanced compared to the other species. Everybody else is like using swords and shields, and they actually have like guns and bombs. Kind of gives them the edge because, well, if you've ever seen a gun taken to a knife fight, you ever hear that reference, there's kind of a reason why that's a thing. Dang it, I died. Sweet, looks like I got an obelisk this time. Have to move this house. If it seems like daytime. I have my music turned down so that it doesn't get in the way of the recording, so some of the smaller hints I'm unable to listen to. Anyway, as I was saying, but yeah, it was really nice and fun. And originally in the beta, they were the only ones able to use technology. Like, you actually had to like spend money to learn how to use technology if you were any other race. But later on, they changed it, and they put another race in there. This one was kind of similar. Like, if I'm going to use like World of Warcraft as a point of reference, the new race was kind of similar to the goblins. They were like the evil little guys who had technology, and it was cute. It was fun. But that was kind of one of those. Actually, probably, like, if I had the choice to go back, that probably wouldn't be a game. It just honestly wasn't fun when I started playing it. Like, when I first started, it was like, sweet, I'm helping play a game, and then it just turned out it wasn't as fun as the game basically had promised it. Which I know is a bad thing, because, like, beta is beta and that, but still, sometimes you have expectations, and I know expectations aren't exactly the most critical of, not exactly the most critical of boundaries. Like, hey, everybody expects blank to do blank. Well, no, that's not going to happen because that's never going to happen, or no, that's just stupid. I think one of the biggest of those in this generation, Obama's going to fix the world. Well, no, I'm not going to say anything pro or con Obama. It's, how's he going to fix the world? It's not possible for a single man to influence anything that major. Even if he is the President of the United States of America, or America, depending, he doesn't have that power. He doesn't have that authority. It's just not in the position. Ernest looks nice now. Sorry, a little bit of a... but yeah, like I was saying, It's just not in his job description. He doesn't have the power or the authority to do anything of that nature. But everybody assumes. I can actually make a campfire. I'm gonna... Like, I mean, basically it makes you stronger, but I don't know if they have a time duration or what. So, we'll find out together. There we go. Up somewhere? Slimes. Why don't you hit me? Okay, let's see here. Well, my life does seem to be coming back. Slowly. But I would like something like a, hey, you're near a fire buff or something. I guess that's a first world problem. Now I have a furnace. I don't want to make bricks, I'm going to make... I don't have enough to... Okay, where's mine? Good. Well, here's a nice little look at some of the new stuff. You have wooden gear, of course. Copper. Tin. Iron. Lead. Silver. Gold. Platinum. Tungsten. Between silver and gold. I don't know if that is indicative of the actual, like, level. But we can check. 4 damage, 5. 5 for iron as well, 6 for lead, silver is 6 as well, tungsten is 6 as well. So it is a little bit of an interesting aspect to look at those. We can take a deeper look into them later on. But first off, we need one more iron bar. And apparently iron and lead can both be used. It's a nice little thing to know. So, I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of thing for lead, or iron, I should say. I don't know if I should keep that up or not, because an obelisk does kind of look cool. Obelisk to my glory. I deserve an obelisk. I'm cool. And anybody who watches my videos probably disagrees with that already, But yes, continuing. As I was saying, one of the reasons I stopped was pretty much I just felt that some things were going to be changed enough that what I was doing insubstantial and needed to wait until things had changed. I'm not completely sure that that was actually a bad decision at this point. Of course, I haven't... 1.2 actually, like, in my region, 1.2 only came out, like, 2 hours ago. So, it took me about 15 minutes to download it, but getting ready took me Oh, there we go. Nice little iron deposit. But yeah, as I was saying, it took me a bit to go through and get ready for this. For some reason I put a few things up that I shouldn't have. I don't know, I just had no clue where my mic went and stuff like that. Just been doing a little bit of reorganizing around my computer. And moved some things. Big deal, or life happens and happens from time to time. Now I have enough iron to do something. That's good. I have no clue why I'm being so adventurous, continuing on this path. Back at any moment, I'd be fine. And I keep going. Telling myself that I'm an idiot, but I'm not listening. One good thing I've noticed that torches can be placed background instead of it does make it more or does make them slightly more useful in general spelunking. Spelunking or spelunking. I know there's that game that like came out, Spelunky. Everybody's like, yeah, it's Spee, not Spuh, but pretty much every time I'd ever heard of it beforehand was Spuh. At the same time, that's something I could easily just go and look up if I actually cared enough. My own non-interest is my downfall on that point. Pretty much every dictionary in the internet, or every dictionary in the world, has a big, how you pronounce this word properly section. Yeah, my world seems to be a little bit devoid of biomes. But look, I found a chest. If anybody's asking, my world is a large world. I prefer large. That is not a sentence you should ever say in a common speech. As you saw there, I just knocked out a, I just took out the chest using a pickaxe instead of using a hammer. As I was saying earlier, it does seem that most of the hammer functionality has been moved to the pickaxe. Hammer pretty much now seems to be mostly just for the background, which isn't a bad thing, but it is a little bit... It does make it a little bit less fun to play with the hammer. Although I can definitely see why they would do that. There were some major issues when you're trying to redo a wall, and you end up knocking out stuff like your bed or your furnace or breaking something major. Such are the ways that happen. Wasn't exactly that much of a hardship after a couple of, I want to say hours, but probably a couple of days of practice. You got used to hitting things with hammers around other objects. The only real problems would have been, in my opinion, were chests. Because you couldn't hit the wall behind a chest. Although you could hit the wall behind any other form of furniture. It's just because chests are indestructible when they have stuff in them. This isn't good. I wonder what the difference is between the demons are. Looking at them, it just kind of seems to be a image rework, but because they have the same amount of health, they seem to do the same amount of damage. Maybe it's just this guy's left eye or something. Like whoever it is, this is his left eye, this is his right eye. Anyway, I'm gonna head back to my house. There are a lot of special zombies. As you can see, I actually basically started out and picked up, well, y'all were here when I started out, but I picked up a rain slicker already. Got everything but boots, and I don't think they're I don't think they're rain boots, I should say. Because the zombies didn't appear to have rain boots. Dang it, I died. If you notice, I did move my house so I wasn't destroying my house constantly every time. And you notice that demonic eye doesn't even have a pupil. Sorry, it was bugging me that my gravestone hadn't landed. Anyway, I made it home. There, I can pick that. Not a bad looking gravestone. That one's not too horrible either. I'm not sure what affects the gravestone drop, if it's just purely random, or if better gravestones will drop when you have more money. I'd kind of like it if better gravestones drop as you gain more money, but that would probably be an awkward, yeah, that'd probably be a rather awkward way to do it. Like, hey, you're broke, so your gear is going, like, your gravestone's going to be. Hey, you're rich, so your gravestone's amazing. At the same time, they could probably do that as, like, calculate some type of death deduction so that you don't just go back and, oh, I died, it's no big deal, I can just pick up that money again. Like, yeah, a part of your money dropped, but a part of your money went into building your gravestone. I don't know how the coding behind that would be, it'd probably be horrid. It'd be interesting. Go ahead and drop some junk inside the trunk. And I just threw all those things away. Oh me. I feel stupid now. Okay, apparently, that's not how you do things anymore. Actually, I think that was a Minecraft thing. If you didn't notice, I just shift-clicked pretty much everything in my inventory, and destroyed all of it. Luckily, I don't remember, I don't think I had anything of any real value, but... Had a couple of bars. Actually a little bit sad about that now. I can get some chain. Chain can actually now be built and used. Toiletry, cooking pot, iron doors. From what I understand, they're basically the same as in Minecraft. You can use them to stop zombies from getting in your house. Copper gear. Have enough iron. As I probably only need one more iron to build my pickaxe. Crafting, iron. Yeah. Oh, I need to. Still. Throwing away. Actually, no, I think I threw away two. I am the worst at this. Absolutely the worst. But anyhow, I still have wood. I'm just gonna cut through this tree through my house, because that's how physics work. Who disagrees is committing heresy. Remember my previous playthroughs, or if you check them out, I like to build my shafts using a, actually, get some. Been so long. Need iron, don't I? I need some iron and some chain. Up, let's get a sawmill out. And we'll get a loom out. Damn shopkeeper again. 5 of them? Anywho. As I was saying, chain, of course we know chain because you could use the chain hook shot thingy. But now you can also build chain as a go up down. Also do this with rope, although I'm not exactly sure how you build rope at the moment. I know it's introduced in this one, but I'm not exactly sure how it's crafted. Check that. Marshmallow on a stick. I need a marshmallow. Doesn't say I can build rope through. Dang, grappling hook. You can make some watches and chandeliers, and of course that sawmill. All this stuff back. I can use wood. Now it's time to go digging. I've apparently been doing this for about an hour now. Go ahead and quit, and I'll start up a new recording in a minute.